Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Cast Revive, your weekly top 5 gaming podcast and more. I'm your host, Matt Heimerl, and here with the man that wishes he could export me from his life, Mr. Brian Husky.
You don't know how true that is right now. What was that shout?
I'm just excited. It's Mountain Dew. So we are starting our Florida month theme.
Yay.
Go Florida.
Florida, great for allergies.
There's a lot of crazy stuff in Florida. There really is.
Stuff.
And people are gonna when they're listening to like the different weeks that we have like in this month, if they choose to continue after hearing that we're doing a month on Florida. The week one is we're taking the top 5 exports of Florida, and we're trying to figure out a game that correlates to that export.
Boring.
So when you hear it, you're gonna be like, this is either gonna be brilliant or catastrophic disaster.
This is Brandon's fault indirectly. This is his idea.
That's true. He did recommend doing a Florida
That's
month.
right.
So, but that's what we don't just be like, we're just gonna talk about the most popular game, do the cool thing. We're doing a month on Florida because it's cool, and we found a creative way to do it. So if you don't like it, then continue massaging my rectum.
Wow.
So, yeah. So let's before we jump into our explain a little bit more about what we're talking about with these exports here. Like I'm waving like the camera can see me. It's news. We both had the pleasure of playing the Battlefield 1 open beta, and what were your thoughts on that?
It was good. It's sandy.
It was sandy. I will give you that.
I got around to liking the horse maneuver better than.
The horse is awesome.
Yeah, the horse is good.
Shooting on it was basically useless.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No, it's
you
like,
can't shoot from any of these vehicles.
Oh yeah,
you like hit a pebble and the tank like goes lopsided.
Yeah, and it's different. It's the same, but they definitely changed a couple things. The biggest thing that I like about it is in Battlefield 4. I like being the anti-vehicle destruction.
Yeah,
so I like the C4. But I couldn't do C4 on an engineer. I had to do rocket or mine. So I'm like, I want to do like everything. So they basically made that into the assault class. I'm like, all right, close quarters combat, assault, vehicle destruction. It just made sense. So finally I have everything in one package, except that their guns completely blow chunks.
It's because you can blow up tanks.
Yeah, but I need to be able to kill people too. But then when I got the shot,
that's a scout's job.
When I got the there's way too many of those already.
Oh yeah.
But I did unlock the shotgun, which was pretty legit.
Yeah.
So I can see myself. It's going to be useful on some maps. Obviously shotgun's not the best for very open areas, but
you're just charging across the desert they were playing, and you're like, I got a shotgun, wait for me.
And there's no bayonet on the shotgun, so you should be able to bayonet, and as you're tackling them, just fire and just blow their head off. That would be amazing.
You should have a charge with a shotgun.
You should.
Yeah.
You should, but you don't. But
that's why this game blows. We're not going to pick it up.
Not buying it. No, it's already been pre-ordered. I'm very excited about it. So, medic, the thing I like about the medic and the support is
that you can't revive anybody.
Yeah, you can't.
You stick your needle in them 40 times and they stay dead, and you just pick up their kit.
They do need to increase the alert, like how you're like, hey, there's some guy like over here. Like I did not, unless I completely missed people tagging me to revive them or something. Yeah. I completely did not see any indication other than that little skull on the minimap. But the minimap's so small in the corner, like I'm not staring the entire game at that. I'm looking at, I figured there would have been something like over where the person like, hey, 75 meters away, there's a guy over here. Do you want to revive him? Then run over there and do it. Otherwise,
I feel like a lot of people do play by looking at the minimap. They just point their circle at like another circle and just start shooting.
Would explain a lot of the ways that I died.
Yeah.
I died to some real crap, man.
Yeah, I know.
Like, guns that shouldn't be shooting that far. Like, how are you up there hitting me down here? I died in a tank to, like, a grenade. Like, I didn't think that was possible. Either he threw it in the window or you take damage when
you
grenades
can't throw
blow.
A grenade in a window.
So, it was, like, it was very upsetting. Very upsetting. Overall, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
There were some graphical glitches and things that I would like them to tweak, but overall I had a lot of fun with the game, and I look forward to stabbing many people with my trench knife.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, trench knife is key.
Are you going to teabag anybody?
No. It is completely against my philosophy, and I refuse to ever teabag anybody.
I'm going to record every kill you get, and if I see you teabag one person.
You never have to worry about that. That is one thing I strongly if somebody teabags me, I will either send them a message or I will literally hunt them down the rest of the game and stab them multiple times.
If you do manage to kill somebody, you'll be dead soon after. So
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I have one opportunity. The guy I kill better be the person that just teabagged me. So
that's right.
So why don't you explain what the hell we're doing this week? So this is actually your idea for this first
part.
week.
Yeah, this part, because we had to squeeze a lot out of Florida and figure out a method to link up these games to the state. And as you'll hear, it didn't really work out, but we tried our best. I looked up the top 5 exports, and that's basically what our top 5 is, counting down from number 5 to number 1, except that a couple of the ones that are in the top 5 bracket are complete bullshit. I mean, number 4 is machines for the reception, conversion, transference, and REGN, which I forget what that means, but basically they're talking about telephones,
right?
And there's already something similar on the list.
Yeah.
We got rid of that one, so we turned their 5 into our 4, and we just looped in agriculture because I wanted to talk about Stardew Valley.
Well, there's plenty of that in Florida.
Yeah,
so it's a good place to start.
We have oranges, celery, zucchini.
Mix them all together. It's like a great smoothie.
Tomatoes.
Ooh.
I think.
Continue to excuse yourself from the tomatoes.
Just struggling to think,
Princess Tomato went out in the Salad Kingdom, a very, very horrible NES game.
Yeah.
See? Boom! Just tied it in.
There you go.
Scoosh.
Is that your top?
No, I have a much better top 5.
You didn't think about
number 5.
You didn't think about Salad Kingdom.
No,
that didn't come to mind.
I choose some bad games. I don't even think I could fake that one.
So yeah, if you don't think any of these games reflect Florida in any way, just know that the census, the government census on foreign trade, state exports from Florida is to blame.
Yeah, we have the government behind us on this one. So if you're going to pick a fight with us, you're going to pick a fight with them. And
now the NSA is listening to us.
Sweet. Yeah, it's like government. Bing, bing. Somebody said government. Is it good or bad? Oh, it's good, gentlemen. Because our number 5, we're starting with agriculture.
Yeah.
And you're going to go first.
I am?
Yeah, because you always start off and end the best.
Because I gave away my pick.
Did you?
Well, yeah, I just rambled a little bit.
That's okay. Rambling's key. That's what this podcast is about. We're 99% rambling.
Stardew Valley is my 5.
Which is the music we're listening to right now.
Which is this music, yeah. I mean, I can't even think of where this music
sounds like nighttime in an inn, like somebody was falling asleep. It's Christmas time now.
This is the winter. This is the winter music, yeah. But yeah, Stardew Valley is great. It had like really quick success on the Twitches. A lot of people picked it up really quickly. And I got in on that train.
Dude,
yeah.
You're all about that hype train.
I like this, though. It's really cute. Reminds me of the graphics from a Chrono Trigger a little bit. And there's even a Chrono poster in one of the characters' rooms.
Oh, really? That's really cool.
They're giving homage.
Nice.
But this is a game about starting a farm.
Now, there's a lot of games that were like it. I mean, there was like Harvest Moon, and there was, I mean, would you say this took like kind of the best of all of them and like put it together, or is this game really like stand like on its own as like a separate type of? I never played.
I think it does, but if you're talking about like a game type, I mean, it does already exist in Harvest Moon and stuff like that. But I have more fun with this. It's like a.
Is there more to do in this one?
It's like a hipster Farmville.
Interesting.
No, it's not like that. There's an adventure aspect to it. You like go in a cave and you like get to fight slimes and mummies and stuff.
So there is like a combat element.
Yeah,
that's cool.
They had to loop those people in somehow.
Nice.
So
and this is the Steam game.
You can get this on Steam. Yeah, this is by the people that did Starbound.
Okay.
The space planet thing.
You're not talking about No Man's Sky.
Not No Man's Sky, like the 2D scrolling No Man's Sky.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good though. You get to accumulate cows and goats, rabbits, stegosauruses.
Stegosauruses.
Yeah, you can raise dinosaurs.
Nice.
And like typical fruits and veg. You can find like a whole orange grove. You could turn your farm into a massive orange grove
in
in
Florida,
Florida,
right there.
and just pretend you're in Florida. They also have the reason I picked this really is because when I started working, I lived in Florida, obviously, and one of the places I worked for was Walmart. And there's a company in Stardew Valley called Joja Corporation, and they're like a
Walmart.
Yeah, they're Walmart.
Nice.
And the goal, the loose terms goal of the game is to prevent Joja Cola from buying up the valley.
Oh, okay.
Sort of kicking them out and showing them that we do things our own way around here. We're not going to let you in your cola.
So you basically just have to keep expanding your farm out and not letting them like close in on you.
Basically, you do favors for the townsfolk, and like show them that we work together. We don't need the Goombas over there at Joja.
We don't need Big Boss coming in.
Don't need Big Boss.
Yeah.
Don't need Big Pharma.
Get off my lawn.
Exactly.
Just
sick.
You're just in a rocking chair with a shotgun out front. Like, hey, excuse me, sir, we'd like to get the hell out of here. Stegosaurus attack.
Stegosaurus attack. Yeah, that's cool. I like it.
Nice, good.
There's some crafting. There's some alchemy. There's some engineering. It's good.
Very cool.
It's really nice.
Very cool.
You should play it.
I might have to.
You lose hours of clearing rocks.
Nice. Sounds like Minecraft. Maybe you can stream it for me and I can watch you do it.
Maybe Minecraft will show up later on this list.
Ooh.
It won't.
Oh.
Yeah.
But no, it is going to show up on this list.
I do.
My number 5.
I see it.
I am going to Lord of the Rings Online. Yeah, because there's a farmer.
Florida.
Yeah. And when you think of farmers, you just think of Florida.
Think of Florida the Rings.
Yeah. See that? That's got to be a shirt.
No, it doesn't need to be a shirt.
So the farmer grows items such as pipeweed in the field and harvests them.
That is
usually
all
as
you grew.
Supplies for other crafting vocations. So here in the description,
you're just reading a website.
I can't. This says it much more eloquently than I ever could. A farmer crafts food ingredients for the cook profession, many of the dye ingredients for the scholar, bundles of straw for the weaponsmith, crafting rare components.
Bundles of straw for the weaponsmith?
Yeah,
what are you fighting with straw?
I guess for the
you roll the straw tight enough and you get baton.
Crafting rare components and recreational pipeweed for smoking emotes. Farmers can also make some housing decorations such as flowers.
Okay.
So you really grow flowers.
Yeah.
So, but it's interesting because like it's cool to have like one character that can provide. When you think you're a farmer, you're providing a lot to a lot of people. So it's kind of the same way in Lord of the Rings. We used to play it when Lotro first came out.
When you had to pay for it.
When you had to pay for it, and it was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed it. I had a Hobbit burglar
who was my son.
Yes, he
was. I was
your
a
son.
dwarf.
Yes, so it was.
The family thing was so cool in that game.
It was. Like
you could just pick you like go find an elf and like, will you be my dad?
Yeah.
I'd be glad to, son.
Yeah. We're not going to explain how this happened, but it's
and
awesome.
You don't get anything out of that, right? Like
no,
it's just
for role playing purposes.
Yeah, it just appears like this is my father. He's an elf.
Yeah, so it was really cool. That was really one of the first systems to where you had like a group attack. If you and you would build up that meter. And
the combo.
Somebody would use a special attack, similar to like Final Fantasy 14 when you had your limit break go up. Who's going to use this and what effect are you going to get? So it was a really interesting system. And I don't remember the reason that we left. Either we just got bored or something else came out. But
I think it was back when we were poorer and it cost $15 a month.
Yeah.
And we played like 3 months straight. And you went up north.
Yes.
And then I think you got busy and started playing Sword of the New World.
Oh yeah,
loosely playing
Sword
of the New World.
I let my characters level themselves.
That's right. You just stuck them in a hallway.
I gotta re-download that.
No, you don't. It is on Steam now.
It is on Steam now.
Yeah, you played it on Steam.
Oh, that where I played it?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if I got it or if I found that backdoor download through like the Korean channels or whatever.
It was it changed ownership a couple times from the time we started playing it to now.
Yeah.
But now it's on Steam.
It's a fun game. We should do a fireside chat on that. There's a lot of cool stuff we could talk about that game.
The farming in Lotro is cool because it's like a mix of a gathering profession and a crafting profession. Like you basically craft gathered materials for other classes.
And
so
you could
really
literally
cool.
just specialize in them, and you do that, and you put the stuff on the auction house, and you're just supplying, like I read, to all these different professions. Yeah. So you can make your name of yourself is just for.
And you don't have to go hunt down like a bunch of weeds out in the field.
Yeah, I mean it's really cool. Like I've always been a big fan of games that let you play a non-combatant role. Even though it's not. That's not my area. I need to stab stuff, but I like. Giving people that option, like you enjoy crafting, you enjoy gathering. So like the fact that they have that in there is just like it's really really cool. So and that's why I wanted to put it in there because I was like, he's a farmer and it's Lord of the Rings. I mean, those two things just say Florida.
Exactly.
I saw Lord of the Rings in Florida, and I've seen farmers in Florida.
Yep. You just put it like in terms that anyone could understand.
See?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we do this, for the people.
That is.
And people are home being like, these guys are geniuses. They've really made that work.
I don't think anyone's saying that.
I don't think anyone's listening.
Aw, guys.
Nah, we love everyone, even if you didn't listen, because that's just where we are. Number 4. I'm going to attempt to pronounce this.
Yeah?
All right, here we go.
All right.
Dimonium hydrogen north phosphate, northophosphate, DAP, fertilizer, fire retardant, yeast nutrient, and wine making, mead brewing.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
We export that.
Yeah, we export that. So I'm sure people are like, wow, that's interesting. Brian, what kind of game can you say is anywhere near fire retardant, yeast nutrient, and winemaking or mead brewing?
So, yeah. It's just totally weird. A lot of games have fertilizer as an item. Most of them are farming games. The one that I picked was H1Z1.
Nice. Game about murder.
Zombie survival game. Game about murder?
Well, unless if you're doing King of the Hill.
If you're doing King... Yeah, they separated it, though. There's
okay.
the King of the Hill version, like the PvP stuff is a completely separate game.
Oh, okay.
And now the zombie survival stuff is different.
That's cool.
But yeah, anyway, you can I think you can make fertilizer in this, or you can acquire it from like raids. You can like go, not raids, but like you go to a town, you take everything that they're like raid looting,
right.
And then you can also make hooch from
nice.
corn. You like bury corn in the ground, and it turns into hooch.
Gonna put a couple pieces of corn here. Hey, look, there's a cider. Love it.
So yeah, to me that says fertilizer and then yeast nutrients. So
I absolutely love it. Love it. Do you have much experience with H1Z1? Because you have it, right?
I played it for a while. I played it pretty much like up to the point that there was nothing else to do. It was it's one of those things where if you go off... Matt is getting into a tin of cookies here.
Hey, it's pumpkin cream cheese cookies. I'm listening. Go ahead.
And now he's going to eat them really close to the mic. So, like, if you log out for an extended period of time, all the stuff that you've put in the world is, like, subject to other players, like, raiding and stealing from it. So, like, you build a fortress, right? Like, you craft your whole little wooden fortress. You put, like, all your crafting benches, workbenches in there, your item chests and stuff. And then you have one door to get in there, and it's locked. But if you're away for, like, 6 or 7 days, like, it unlocks. And people can just go in there and take everything.
Can people break in while it is locked? Or
I think there was either an option or some way that they could break down the door, but yeah, I mean, I never had that happen to me. I just know once I stopped playing, when I went back, my stuff was gone.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and like you could farm in that loosely. You could like grow, a couple things, but you had to grow them outside, and there was no real way to like keep them inside that I found while I was playing. I didn't, I don't look at guides or tutorials and anything. I just try to do what I do.
That's the way gaming should be played.
I think so. I like the game because you can beat cars to get metal. Like you get like a crowbar, you go up to a car and you just start whacking it, and then you get metal shards, and like it's an alternative way to mine. Then you like guns and stuff were like seem to be like pretty prevalent, but you could rarely find ammo, or at least I did. I didn't have a whole lot of ammo. I killed most people with like a bow and arrow that I crafted.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Or you can find like crossbows and stuff like that. So
right.
It's a fun game. Like I liked going into the cities, and like you're going into these towers of apartments and stuff, and like you find little items and things like that. It's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah. I don't really have any experience with it. I watched a lot of King of the Hill.
Did you?
Yeah, that would be my jam right there. Like that just looked like so much fun.
Yeah.
If you're playing with a group of friends, like one of the streamers I watched, Duck Sauce, he was doing it, and people would stream snipe him, like come in and like he would just be sitting there like in the bathroom, and someone would come in. He'd be like, yo man, don't shoot. He's like, hey, Duck Sauce. And the dude would literally take all the characters' clothes off and just start like dancing like in front of him, dude. And just his reactions. All of a sudden people would just start climbing in windows, and everybody would just start getting naked. And he's just like, what the f*** is going on here? It was so funny. He's just like, this is great. And he just started shooting to shoot all of them.
That is totally weird.
Yeah, it's just that's my experience with H1Z1.
That's great.
Yeah,
bunch of naked people dancing for Duck Sauce.
Yeah, it was. You had to be there. It was really, really funny.
Oh, sorry. One real cool thing that you could do is part of your base you can convert into like a garage. Ooh. And then you could find vehicles in the world, but they had to be repaired. A car hole. That's right. I'm sorry. Ooh. A garage. But yeah, you could like get a car, and you have to get like 5 pieces to put in a car to make it work. And I only ever would have like 3 or 4 of the 5 pieces. And then you're like, once I would find the 5th piece and have all the pieces, I would like die and lose them, or I would not be able to find another car. So anyway, fertilizer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Thanks. Florida.
It makes probably more sense than what I'm going to talk about now for my number 4. I'm going to focus more on like fire retardant, stuff like that. So I chose the Super Nintendo game Ren and Stimpy Fire Dogs. It's a platform game. And
what are you doing this game, Matt?
It takes place in a fire station. Essentially, you're trying to, for some reason, avoid firefighters and fetch items which equip like a fire apparatus to like...
A fire apparatus?
Yeah. So it really makes like no sense. Like ultimately, like at the end, you have to catch like you go to like this fire rescue mission. If you get like through like a bunch of the stages and items that you need, and then you have to catch falling objects on like a life net. So like
firefighting.
You're really not putting out fires.
You do have to hop over one.
You do have to hop over.
And
fires,
for some reason, the fire department is on fire.
Yes. And you're running away from the firefighters instead of like helping them put out.
Yeah.
But it's a cool thing. It says, and the completion of the game, Ren and Stimpy each receive a sacred golden fire hydrant helmet.
No.
So that is victory, and it's Ren and Stimpy.
Yep.
It's fire.
If you don't have experience with Ren and Stimpy, you're probably very young.
Yeah.
They're like
you. Hopefully, you've at least heard of Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
But it's a very crude, awesome cartoon that we had grown up with.
About a cat and a dog.
Yep.
A dog that was like Lucille Ball's husband, and a cat that was like any dumb cat.
Interesting fact about Lucille Ball that I just read. Is I did not know that she was one of the main people responsible for getting Star Trek like up and running. Like she was a big person that actually. If it wasn't for her, Star Trek probably would never have come to be.
Thanks, Lucy.
Yeah. So I just thought that was interesting. Like I had never, and you just mentioned Lucille Ball, so it triggered that. So tangent.
Triggered.
So it's
nice.
So yeah. So Ren and Stimpy Fire Dogs, a game where you're in a fire station jumping over fire, and it's you're looking at fire retardant to help put out fires, but you don't actually use any of it.
Diammonium hydrogenorthophosphate DAP.
And I watched Ren and Stimpy when I was in Florida, so again, it ties into Florida.
I watched it when I was living in Arizona, so it doesn't apply to me.
We're not doing an Arizona month, we're doing a Florida.
An Arizona month.
What would we do for that?
Farrah's rain dancer skin.
top five skins, yeah. There's plenty of desert games. And like spiders and like cactus, like
spiders.
Yeah,
Arizona.
Like
land of spiders.
Yeah, like tarantulas that like crawl on the ceiling and fall into your shoes and stuff.
Yeah,
screw that noise. You know.
Well, Grandpa's song.
It sounds like there's like fire crackling.
There is fire crackling.
Nice. See that, dude? I've got ears for years. You know.
It's this guy in his deathbed.
Number 3 is going to be awesome because it's about cash money.
Is it about cash money?
Yeah. Gold.
Oh. Yeah, but read the next part about
not
that.
Monetary.
Yeah, so it's not about money at all.
Well, I would make it about money.
And on rot, which is also important because originally I'd picked a game that was rot gold, basically.
Yeah.
Any kind of like treasure and like a golden crown would be considered rot gold.
Right.
For our purposes here. Non-monetary implies that it hasn't been printed into money or used as a reserve, gold bars.
Right.
Essentially. So this is gold that you've like dug out of the world. At least that's the way I choose to interpret that. And so for my number 3, it's Stardew Valley again, gold.
Yeah.
Just kidding, it's not.
Oh.
It's Craft the World.
Ooh.
Do you know this game?
I've heard of it, but I do not know anything about it other than you're crafting in the world.
This is one of the only games that I streamed for a while.
I watched your Skyrim runs.
Lying to me this whole time. In Craft the World, you control a bunch of dwarves, and it's side-scrolling. It's not 3D, and you basically dig, tiles down into the earth, and you find all sorts of unmentionables. One of them is gold ore. So that's how
See
I
how
tied it
loosely
into
we're tying this in. This is why this is fun.
That's it. But yeah, you can do all sorts of things with gold in this game, and anytime you're like mining, you go back to Minecraft, right?
Right.
In Minecraft, gold is nigh pointless unless you're using mods. You can make like a clock out of it, and the armor was just crap from it, and the swords were crap from it. The tools were like just no durability because gold is soft metal, right? But you're dealing with dwarves in Craft the World, and they know how to get the most out of gold.
Oh.
So their gold stuff is actually really useful. They're like gold axes and pickaxes and hammers and stuff.
Nice.
So it's very cool. There's a base building, like dwarf tower kind of element to this. So like you have to position things to get the most efficient use out of your dwarves because they get tired. You're subject to raids. You get like the undead raid.
Okay, I think I can
you.
visualize this game now when you're talking about that.
Yeah, you have like a top level and then like an under level, right? And so on the top, you're dealing with all these threats, and then as you dig down into the world, you uncover other threats like spiders, Arizonian spiders.
Nice.
And all sorts of little things in the earth. And one of the things that you can find are these gate guardians, these giants. And it's so creepy when you're digging down like this really dark passage, and then you get to this cavern and you like go over and your light is like uncovering the cavern, and then you see this giant, that can pretty much like two-shot you.
They've got a cave troll.
Thank you, Boromir.
Yeah.
Just slip in here.
I'm everywhere.
Craft the World.
This is another Steam game.
This is another Steam game. I think you can actually get it on tablets now. I think it's pretty it pretty much is like a tablet game.
Would you find that to be hard though, like having to?
No, not really.
I mean,
I found it hard to use it do it with a mouse. But interesting fact about the music that's playing right now. It's a mini game inside Stardew Valley that harkens back to like the NES like point and shoot things where you're like a little guy in the map and you shoot left and right and north and stuff like that. You have to shoot a bunch of zombies.
Nice.
And it's 2-player.
Zombies are taking over, man.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just giving Brian the creepy old man stare right there for some reason.
Yeah.
What do you think my number 3 is going to be?
I know what it is though.
I love reading the description because yours is like fleshed out and it's like match choice, old game about old things. And that game is Spelunker for the NES.
Yay.
The game about spelunking.
A game about spelunking, which you do in Florida all the time.
It's true. It's true. And this is one of my favorite NES games. It is a very, very difficult game, and essentially you're going down collecting like coins and gold, and gems and all
Focus
kinds
more on the gold.
Yeah, the gold and gems of coin, and you just got to keep going deeper, 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 deeper. And you have to get these keys to unlock doors, and you have bats and this ghost that comes at you, and you shoot like this spray gun at it. I don't know how exactly that works, but you can kill a ghost with like pellets and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and there's bombs, and there's
Ghosts are really flimsy. You can do whatever you want to a ghost, and it'll just die.
But the hardest thing about this game is that everything has to be precise. Ooh, I'm in a little saloon dancing for the ladies.
Yeah. Okay.
So like,
I remember the jumping.
Yeah, so if your elevator was too high and you jumped off, like you would die. Like everything had to be like the right height and everything. So
if you're a millimeter off, you'll just.
Yeah. And it's super, super hard game, and it was great because the first time we went to Holiday Matsuri, they were doing a retro game competition.
Yeah.
And this is the game that won it for me. It was like, what the hell is Spelunker? And I was like, this is my jam.
Is that what you said to a group of children?
Well, it wasn't. It wasn't
at Holiday Matsuri.
No, it was actually a group of middle-aged fine
tends
gentlemen.
to be, yeah. The people who like Homestuck.
Yeah. But I won.
You won.
Yeah.
Congrats.
And it's on video.
Yeah?
So there's proof.
It's immortalized.
Yep, it's on our old Family Flash Media channel.
Perfect.
Yeah, look up Holiday Matsuri. I think it's like 2012 or 2013.
2012.
Like that. Yeah, it was a while ago. So it was a lot of fun. So yeah, Spelunker, old game
about
old things. And it's perfect. It's perfect. This music's like perfect for it too.
Would you say that Spelunker was harder than Tapper?
Yes, 1,000,000 times harder. Maybe not 1,000,000 times harder, but I may say like several thousand times harder.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because of the precision of everything, and like there was no like.
You gotta have precision in Tapper. You slide in like a full beer glass down a counter to a drunk,
Yeah, but I mean, if you missed like one, it wasn't like game over.
Yeah.
Like where like in Spelunker, you literally mistime your jump, you're dead like instantly. Yeah. You could literally knock it off the first platform, and your game will be over.
Yeah.
So it's just like, man, this is like, oh man.
Have you played Spelunky?
I have. Interesting game.
Is it completely different?
It's different, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I prefer Spelunker, but Spelunky is interesting. There's more moves and more stuff you can do.
Very cool.
I haven't beaten it, but I do have it on through my Steam. So no, I'm sorry, I have it on my Xbox. On my Xbox, yeah.
I think I nabbed it before it went away.
Yeah. You got it free.
I barely got Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah.
Because it would give me this weird error, like when I tried to buy it.
It happens sometimes for the 360 games.
For the 360 games, right?
Yeah, I sometimes get an error and I have to go back later and stuff like that. So
I got it like the last hour that it was available. Interesting.
And it's the HD version, too.
It's the HD version.
Which is very cool.
I can't wait till I have time to play it.
You could have called out today.
I could have called out today.
I would have just done our voices. Because I can do your voice.
You've been doing it the whole time. I've just been watching you. You're talking right now.
Oh, mind blown. So number 2, phones for cellular network.
Isn't that exciting?
That is so awesome.
We give phones to people.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
We are just...
I can't believe that gold is one of our exports.
Yeah.
I
never would have figured, Florida to be...
Like gold.
I would have figured like Arkansas or something.
A place with a mine, right?
Yeah.
Unlike Florida.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct me.
You dig like 5 feet in the ground, you're hitting water here. So.
Exactly.
But gold lives in the water. I learned that through WoW.
Gold lives in the water.
Think about it.
I'm done thinking about it.
Keep that in mind because we got D&D coming on Sunday. That might be making an appearance.
I'm going to check every water we pass for gold.
Brian and I are going to start doing a D&D podcast as well where we talk about D&D. And
Matt's going to do a D&D podcast and just talk in my voice.
Nobody wants to do anything with me. So what is your number 2 for phones, for cellular networks?
Phones? No, that's not it. Watch Dogs.
Yeah,
Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
They use a lot of phones.
He uses one phone. but that phone is like a miniature electronic wizard.
Yeah.
Like... This so when the first I liked the trailer for this game, it was like really expanding on the phone, right? So like showed him like hacking a traffic light. So he's trying to get away, and he's driving in his car, and he hacks the lights so they change, and then like everybody goes, and the cops like hit the.
Oh, nice,
so
nice.
You can hack into people's bank accounts. You can hack, like, you can just point your phone at like a person on the street, and this little thing pops up, and it tells you everything about them.
Oh wow!
That like gives it like just a random NPC. It gives them like a name, like their job, like their income, and like a little quirk about them.
It's currently aroused.
Closet homosexual. Yeah, I mean it's stuff like that. So, that's think about like cell phones and video games. Like, this is a pretty creative use for one. It's basically a hacking tool.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. I have no experience with Watch Dogs. For a guy who does a video game podcast, I really don't have much experience.
You don't play any games.
I with games past like 2005, I have like very little experience with, unless it's like WoW or Overwatch or Rocket League. I'm a fan of the old, man. What can I say? People can make, well, Watch Dogs can be considered old because that was like 2010?
2013?
That's
2013.
That's way too modern. Way too modern.
Yeah.
I'll check it out in like 2032.
Well, its second Watch Dogs coming out.
Nice.
You can check that one out.
Maybe I will.
Maybe you won't.
Maybe I won't.
Yeah.
But what I will check out
is
an amazing game that utilizes cell phones to the point where you become Roland in that Cash Money.
Oh, okay.
And that game is Grand Theft Auto 5.
Hey.
Basically, everything you do in this game is done through your cell phone. Everything. Urinating, driving, shooting.
No.
You're on your phone so much in this game.
None of those three things.
None of those things. I must be thinking of a different game. And let's move to our number one. No, I mean,
it's never played GTA 5.
Oh, I have. but true story is I never played the actual story. Because any GTA, I've never played the story except for Vice City.
As soon as you're given like a multiplayer mode, what else do you want to do?
I just drove around and tried to get the cops to chase me to 5 stars, and how long can I last? And then when I played with friends, we would just like rob banks and try to get away.
Never had 5 stars in that game.
I don't think I ever did either. In the other games, it was very easy.
Very easy.
I just shot. You shoot a cop, and then
keep shooting cops.
Instant 5 stars. But
is that what this podcast has come to? Is just talking about shooting cops?
I'll tell you.
But you do use your phone to set up criminal activities.
Yes.
So you call your like guy that tells you where to get drugs to bring to him. You call your
hey
guy.
Man, go to the corner, grab that pound of green stuff, bring it to the other dude in the other corner. He'll give you the pound of white stuff. Then you steal that car and put it in my garage.
That's exactly That's one of the quests.
That's basically the whole game.
Quest missions.
Missions.
I don't think you can call them quests in a modern setting.
I'm too old school. That's why.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody.
Such an old man.
So did you beat the story?
No. I did like so much of it. I think the last thing I was doing is I was chasing this car that had stolen my yacht, and my son was on the yacht, and so I had to rescue my son, who looked like Jonah Hill.
Nice.
And I remember.
Hey guys, I'm Jonah Hill. Wow.
It's a perfect impression. And then I got the yacht back. Or I didn't. I don't remember. That's the story. I mean, you just play multiplayer mode.
Yeah.
Like still what are those really big planes that they use for rescues?
Big planes that they use for rescues?
An R-30. Whatever. It's still like a really huge plane.
Did you play the newer one that added like the first person mode, or did you? I
have it on Xbox One.
Okay, I only played it on the PS3, so I didn't get to see all those added in features and stuff. But
yeah, the first person in GTA is not for me, but I know Eric likes it. My buddy Eric, he uses it almost exclusively. Like when you get into a car accident in first person mode, it's like jarring. Like. I play in third-person mode, so I don't get into car accidents.
That's true.
Because I'm a good driver in that game.
You are a good driver. Not me. I'm going, like, reverse, trying to, like, fly over people and stuff. Pretty cool. Steal, like, the fastest car possible and do, like, backflips and then turn into, like, Voltron and, like, run away.
You probably are only able to steal Volvos.
Yeah.
Volvos
and motorcycles.
Motorcycles.
Because when you launch yourself off a motorcycle, you're just airborne for, like,
instant
10 seconds.
death. There was a really cool... video that I saw of this guy like going down like one of the main streets in that game on a motorcycle. He hits a ramp, He jumps off of his motorcycle, like he is able to fly off his motorcycle, and he just like flies through this little hole in a sign, and then he hang glides, or not hang glides. He parachutes to safety.
Nice.
Did you get all that?
Yeah.
It was very impressive when I saw it. You're just like,
I'm trying to visually
he's going
see
like
it.
200 miles an hour is the cool thing, and then he hits that ramp, and you're like, oh, this guy's gonna die, and he just like flies through a sign, and then he.
Hey guys, I'm still here. Hello.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So.
Nice.
GTA.
I saw a video of a guy who took like a half hour climbing to the top of this tower.
Yeah.
And then he like turned around and he fell off the back of it, and he was just swearing the whole time down to the ground. I was just like, that's pretty funny.
That is good. That's why I like GTA 5. It's very funny.
The physics
Some of
and
the
the
stuff
physics
that
and the
happens.
dying that happens. It's your leg like wraps around your neck, and you're just like, what the? Speaking of what the, we're already at our number ones.
What the?
For this amazing week. Top 5 exports of Florida.
That's been amazing.
And it's perfect media, too. It's just like with a bunch of like, yee.
That's right.
So your number one, or actually the number one export, according to this site of 2015, civilian aircraft engines and parts.
That's right.
How fitting that we work for a company that handles aircraft engines and parts.
That's right. Yeah, that's that. I just noticed that. Wow.
So what is your number one choice?
What do you think it is, Matt?
If I had to guess,
Okay.
I would say your number one guess of airplane part type games would be the final mission in Battlefield. Battlefield 4, when you're on the aircraft and like there's hostages and stuff.
I never got there. I only played online battle.
Then my guess would be incorrect.
Yeah, it's totally wrong. DuckTales.
Woo!
Didn't see that one coming, did you?
Didn't see it.
No, it's not DuckTales.
Oh, man, you always get me excited.
I'm trying new things out, Like I like fake number
Dude, you
5.
you so juked me right there. It was amazing.
Total juke. Juke tube. Pilot Wing 64. Not the original one, because that one was weird.
This game just makes me feel uncomfortable.
No, it was, though. It was weird, because you're like a flight school that does work for the military. And there was like think about like a game, like what Pilot Wings is, right? You're like in a hang glider or in Pilot Wings 1, there's a biplane or there's a rocket pack, which is weird. But you like fly around, you like basically doing aerial obstacle courses, right? So like in Pilot Wings, the original for SNES, like the end of the game, you're in a helicopter and you're like shooting, and there's the military stuff going on. And there's like an enemy, which is weird too.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I didn't go for any of that. Pilot Wing 64 introduced the gyrocopter, which was my favorite thing. Yeah, it's basically like a little plane helicopter thing.
We came from behind.
Yeah, and I think I was tied to it that way because of Warcraft 3 and the gyrocopters. But this is cool for me because this is my first experience with like being able to fly through and see real world locations in a video game. Like Carmen Sandiego, you did that, but it was like a little picture. Like this, it was like you could see Mount Rushmore, and obviously Mario's face was on there because for some reason Nintendo glorifies him.
I wonder why.
You could also see Wario's face on Mount Rushmore. Yeah, exactly.
Mario. Right?
Was that a sound effect that you just played?
No, that was me. Impressed, huh?
Very impressed. My eyes are rolling around in my head.
Nice.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this game. It was one of those games where if I tried to play it now, I'd be aggravated because some of those, like, you have to fly through these loops, and if you miss one, your like score suffers. So, like, I would find it irritating now, but.
Yeah, I don't have any experience with it because it's 64.
It's 64.
I never owned a 64, and 64 games in general just kind of like angered me, except for GoldenEye and Shadows of the Empire.
Why'd they anger you?
I don't know, just the graphics of it. They were like way too like 3D. Like it was just it was too much for me.
64 did have its own like look compared to like a PlayStation 1.
Right.
Like those. Yeah, that's true. I wonder what it was.
Yeah, I just went from Genesis right to PS1. So like I skipped, you know.
But you did get a GameCube.
I bought one for collector's sake, but I never
get a Dreamcast.
For collector's sake.
But you did get a what came out to the GameCube for Nintendo?
The Wii?
A Wii. You did get a Wii.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. There we go.
Yeah, I've got a Wii and I got a Wii U. Got him. Finally got him.
But this game too. Also, I played with one of my friends in Arizona. Like we played this together, like almost exclusively on the 64. So fond memories and nostalgia.
Nice.
Just like I have for Florida.
Yeah, Florida. We love you.
You could in Pilot Wing 64, you could fly over Cape Canaveral and see the shuttle take off.
Nice.
There you go.
Cape Canaveral is very pretty.
Linked it.
Know what else you can do?
What's that?
You can see Cape Canaveral in my #1 game.
Oh, I thought you were going to say in Florida.
Okay. And funny thing is if you were taking like any game I've ever played where I logged the most hours,
this is it.
This series
sadly
is the most. Yeah, is Microsoft Flight Simulator. I started out as Flight Light before it became Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I logged probably I would say over 1,800 hours.
That's crazy.
Of in flying time in this game. I mean, I wanted to be a pilot for a very long time.
I was gonna say, this kind of goes back to your origins.
Yeah,
of,
and
being an astronaut.
And then when I started over at Seminole Community College, right out of high school, they had these guys come over from Delta, and I went and talked to them, and they said, "You have glasses," and I said, "Yes." They said, "You can't be a pilot."
You can't be a pilot.
And I was
glasses.
like, "Now you can." With corrected, but before it, I said, "You cannot." I'm like, "All right, well, there goes what I wanted to do. So thank you very much."
Yeah.
And that kind of ended my my dream of wanting to be a pilot. So I still played and flew around. Mainly little single prop Cessna plane stuff like that. That's what I really enjoyed doing.
Civilian aircraft.
Yeah, exactly.
Single prop.
So I flew everywhere. My favorite was flying into Vegas at night. I love seeing the lights, and as the games went on, just the details.
The detail for
games,
the cities got a lot better.
Just
right?
a lot better. I mean, you saw the big. The spotlight coming out of Luxor, and it just lit up the sky. If you had a computer that could handle it, it just looked amazing. And you really took you all over the world you could go, and you had thousands of airports to choose from.
You controlled this with a joystick controller.
I had an actual flight stick with the actual throttle and everything. So yeah, I mean, I really got into it. And my mom's cousin, her husband actually was a pilot. And he gave me, which I still have, all those old flight books of maps and radio codes. So I used to use these when I was flying to tap into the control towers for these different airports.
So you could actually talk to the control tower?
I didn't actually do it because I didn't have a microphone, but if you wanted to, you had that option to do so. So it was really, really cool stuff. And so, yeah, like I said, so many hours that I put on this game. And, me and my buddy Ryan, he used to come down to visit me from Pennsylvania when I moved down. He'd be like, "Where are you flying to?" "I'm going to fly to New York." "I'm gonna fly out to San Francisco today." And we literally would just have buckets of goldfish, and we'd just be sitting there talking and just
the snack.
Yeah, the goldfish. yeah, the snack. And it would literally take us 4-5 hours just to fly. And we would just sit just talking and just flying, and it was just so much fun.
Was it multiplayer?
I believe
maybe
you could,
later.
I think you could do multiplayer, and I think in the latest one, Microsoft Flight Simulator X. I don't know if you could in the previous installments. I believe X you could.
It'd be neat if you had the other airplane players or whatever, and they're on flight paths and you have to avert.
Right.
And stuff
I'm almost positive you could do that, but I'm not 100% sure. But Flight Simulator, great
simulator,
just great. I'm actually really want to reinstall it and go for a flight somewhere.
This has been a weird list of games for us.
It has been
for the most part,
because it's different.
Yeah, I mean it is different.
I mean, no one's I guarantee you, nobody else in history has done a top 5 Florida top exports video game list.
Probably not.
I mean, but that's why it's cool. It's just we're doing something that's so oddball, and it's just what it's fun.
And if they have, I bet you Fire Dogs isn't.
Fire Dogs is not on that list. Lotro Farming is probably not on that list. Spelunk, probably any of these games that I chose. Your games most likely would be on there.
Come on.
Grand Theft Auto for phones. Okay, that might be a safe bet. Flight Simulator, most likely a safe bet. But Ren and Stimpy, Fire Dogs, no,
not at all.
Love it. So yeah, top 5. I think it was a fun list.
Honorable mentions?
Let's see. Honorable mentions. Let's see. I'm gonna because I was told we talk about this too much, so I'm gonna say it again. But for cell phone use, I'm gonna throw in their Final Fantasy VII
PHS system.
They had that PHS system,
and Advent Children was all about the cell phone for some
right.
reason. They even had that like dramatic where the cell phone's drowning because someone threw it in a well, and it's like
no.
Yeah, and then Vincent's classic one-liner: "I don't have a phone," or. What is this like? Where can I buy a cell phone around here? Oh, there's a Verizon right over there where that guy's attacking the city.
Thanks. What about you? You have any honorable mentions?
World of Warcraft. I mean, you could do all the stuff in World of Warcraft.
That's true. That's true.
Harvest Moon, because it was the original Stardew Valley, like you were saying.
Nice.
But in the end, it's like too kiddie and too like cartoony. It feels weird to say it about a game with like Super Nintendo graphics, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good honorable mention.
Thanks.
I'm going to, let's see what we have. Reflections on the theme of the month. Florida.
Like how you read the in-house note. You're just like, Nice.
I'm
glad you like it.
I'm excited to see, next week's going to be really fun. And then our third week is going to be awesome. We're having a guest on for that one.
Gaston?
Good. Gaston for the show. Gaston, don't you know?
Are you? Is that
I was trying to like improvise freestyle there.
Is it good?
Is that good?
It's a Gaston freestyle.
People are like, why am I still listening to this crap? So yeah, the rest of the month is going to be pretty good. So I'm very excited about it.
I am too. I think you put together a really good thing.
A very unique theme here with weeks that go along with it. So we're trying to stay away from, we'll talk about like the big top news like at the beginning if we can, but like then we'll dive into just the silliness and the stuff that we like to have fun with. So
we like all.
We
those
guarantee you will not find another podcast out there that is like this and talks about this kind of stuff. So
no one would ever mention Fire Dogs willingly, but we will.
We will. But there's going to be somebody out there that's like, oh my God, I remember that game, and that's what it's about. We try to pick some of the more obscure if we can, if it relates to it. As long as it's something that I really enjoy.
That's all that ever matters.
That's right.
Does our guest have any plugs?
Yes. Thank you for reminding me. Is going to plug Retro Spectrum, our good buddy Brandon. I do a video series with him called Gamer Grub, and we just released our latest episode, which is we're comparing Swedish Fish Oreos to Echo the Dolphin. So it's our first ever Let's Play, Let's Eat.
Nice.
Kind of series. So check it out. Retro Spectrum on YouTube and on Facebook.
Game or Grub.
Yeah, Game or Grub.
Nice.
Like Gamer Grub. It's like
you say it
grub.
Quickly, and I'm like Gamer Grub.
But that's kind of like the
golf with the gamer.
That's kind of like the little thing.
Gamer
This is Gamer Grub, but we're Game or Grub. So
what could be greater than golf with a gamer?
See that? See, you got to write our jingles.
I stole that one.
So check it out. It's a really, really good stuff. It's got some really good videos on there. And check out that series. We already got 4 episodes under the belt there. So, and we got plenty more coming.
That's right.
You can watch me make a fool out of myself, even more so than I do on a podcast. So,
where could people do that on the internet, Matt?
For us? Well, that's so awesome that you mentioned that, because I was just about to get to it. You can like us on Facebook. Find us on Twitter at Cash Revive. Shoot us an email at cashrevive@gmail.com. I'm going to skip YouTube.
Okay.
You can like us there if you want. It's got our season 1 stuff on there. We're in season 2 now, loosely. Not sure if we're going to move on with the seasons or if we're going to stick to this. Who knows? It's just this is a day-to-day thing.
This is episode 43.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you get. You don't get seasons.
No more seasons.
Just kidding.
And check us out on geekstreetstation.com. It's like our big hub where we host us and For Geek's Sake and the Thirsty Gamers. You can find us there. There's a little like a form you can fill out to write episode suggestions or leave us hate mail or love mail or anything
so
like that.
So if you dislike this episode, give us a good thing to do for another month.
Yeah, exactly. We want to hear everything. We've been flooded with emails. We're pretty much caught up on those for the Mognet. So we need another batch of emails from you guys. So ask your questions. Ask us about games, what shoes I wear, about Brian's recent haircut. Anything that you guys want to talk about, it'd be great. So anything you want to mention?
My self-induced haircut.
Before we cheese and rice it out of here.
If anybody out there lays tile, I'm remodeling my home, so come lay tile with me. For me.
And we'll find out if Brian ever gets any help with the Uber project 2016.
It's probably not going to happen.
I will help you.
Thanks.
We will export that old tile out of your house.
Oh, that's already happened.
Nice. Well, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next week.